Speaking of staycations and what you could do on staycations, our first guest is the editor-in-chief of the Green Market Report, a financial news site for the cannabis industry. Debra Borchardt covers the marijuana industry and believes that the legalization of marijuana is one of the biggest business stories of the decade. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So that's something you could do on a vacation is if you're in a state where it's legal, of course.
That is true. Well, that is what a lot of the sales that are happening in Colorado are. They're tourists. Tourists are huge buyers of cannabis in Colorado and now also in Nevada.
Wow, so interesting. So have you seen, because I know that before the legalization of marijuana, especially in Colorado, there was a lot of talk that, oh, this is going to be a huge boon for the economy, as well as, you know, the government can tax it, and so that will bring in tax revenues. Has it performed to the level that people thought that it would?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. You should see Colorado. I just left Denver last night. Denver skyline is just cranes and cranes and cranes. There is so much activity there, so much building, and even just the municipalities for the tax revenue that they're getting. There are some towns that are doing things like making all brand new sidewalks. One town has funded its new civic center just off the tax revenues. It's absolutely stunning.
So how did you get into this?
Well,
is it a personal interest? Is it just you saw a growing sector? You say it's the biggest business story of the decade.
That's a great question, because a lot of people in the industry get into it because maybe their parent had cancer and they got interested in alternative medicines. I got interested in it because I'm a financial reporter, and about 5 or 6 years ago, because I've been covering this for a while, I saw that there were a lot of shady pot stocks, if you will, trading in the market. And as a financial reporter, I felt it was very important to expose some of these dodgy players so that investors weren't getting sucked into some companies that really were not on the up and up. And so that's really when I got involved in it.
Yeah, you know, and I'd be curious, do you think, too, that this has helped, that regulation, legalization, et cetera, and the success of it has helped with creating a purer and, I mean, dare I say, healthier, but being able being able to regulate the ingredients and the levels of THC and stuff in marijuana, because it can be incredibly dangerous if you're getting things illegally or, you know, through random sellers and you don't know what's in it, and can actually contribute to, you know, even sometimes premature death. Has that helped as well?
Well, it definitely has helped, because if you are buying marijuana or cannabis on the black market, you really don't know what you're getting. If you're buying it from a regulated firm, they've got so much information on the packaging that you know exactly what you're getting, because it's all tracked from seed to sale. So you know the strain, and the cannabis producers will tell you on that strain, this is going to help you with pain, this is going to help you sleep, this is going to give you energy. So you know exactly what you're getting. So it's a much better system.
So we have a question from the audience. Can you buy dope stocks?
Well, there are quite a few marijuana stocks. In fact, there are over 300 publicly traded marijuana stocks. Now, of those, yeah, well, don't get too excited. I would say probably 80% of them are no good. They're very shady.
Much?
Absolutely. Having said that, there are several that are very good. So it's you really have to do your homework and come to a site like Green Market Report so that you can see which companies are the ones that are reputable.
Yeah. Is this something that you're seeing in your work? Are you seeing young people wanting to, you know, buy some of these stocks or be more interested? Or what does the average investor in something like this look like?
You know, that's what's been very interesting about this, because I would say with investing, millennials, younger people really stayed away from the stock market. It wasn't something they knew anything about, wanted to get involved in. It was something your dad did. But now they're really getting interested in this because these are kind of cool companies. So you might want to invest in, say, the stock of High Times magazine, or you might want to invest in a company that is investing in these types of brands.
So interesting.
So, Debra, another question from the audience. What is the most important thing for policymakers to consider before legalizing marijuana?
I think the most important thing is, in my opinion, age. I think that most of the restrictions that we're seeing in the legalized adult use market have to do with being over the age of 21. And I would say that the one negative about cannabis is it is definitely not meant for a young brain. The studies have shown that it does affect a young brain negatively. So you do not want someone that is 16, 17, 18 using this product. Really, wait till you're 21, that brain is matured, and then you know what? it's your choice.
Yeah, and you know, I think the same holds true, obviously, for early alcohol consumption and nicotine and other drugs. What states do you think are next? How long do you think until?
Yeah, crystal ball. That's a great question.
You know, where else is this going to be legalized next, do you think?
Well, we know that California is about to roll out their adult use market. Now, that's supposed to start in January of 2018. It is expected to be the biggest market in the country, although the word is that it's going to be a very messy rollout. So it's going to be a tough first year for that market. And then I think some of the states that we're going to see next are Pennsylvania has been pushing really hard. Now, you do have states like Maine that the voters have been wanting it, but the governor keeps vetoing it. So you've had a lot of trouble with some of the states where voters have voted for it, but then the top executives like the governors and such, they keep shooting it down.
So kind of piggybacking here on Kirsten's question, nationwide, is that anywhere in the near future?
I think that you'll definitely see that if we see that 2021, 2022.
I mean, that's not too far in the future.
I don't think that you'll see a big change with the 2018 elections, but I think that when you see that next big roll around, I do believe that you'll start to see more of this. These states that are watching these other states bring in all this tax revenue, they're just salivating at that money. It's found money, and they're thinking, listen, if you vote for regulation, it's a vote against the black market, and it's pretty much boiling down to that. If you vote against regulation, you're saying, yeah, let's have a black market.
Yeah, and I know even in California, that's a huge issue, especially in Northern California. Some friends who work for the federal government, and they say that there are just huge, I mean, acreages of land where there are Mexican drug cartels that are owning this land and are growing pot and selling it on the black market, and hopefully legalization will help curb some of that.
Most of the cannabis grown in California is exported.
It's unbelievable.
So another audience question before we let you go. Which state has the best system now that's legal?
I would say Colorado.
So Colorado is the model to copy.
I think so. And Colorado has been tweaking things. They get into it and they go, yeah, well, this isn't working or this is working, and they keep tweaking it. And so I think that that's a positive sign that they are willing to make changes and accept when they've made some mistakes.
You know, that's the way that our country was founded and designed, that states would be laboratories of policy, right? And Colorado's doing exactly that. So
That's true.
Debra Borchardt from the Green Market Report. Thank you so much.